Hello and welcome to Belly Up to the Bar. I'm your host, Edward J. Nelson, and in this series we'll be exploring wonderful ways to entertain and wow your guests. Today's topic, we'll be using flavored vodkas. Flavored vodkas are very popular right now out on the market. You can get anything from orange flavored to whipped cream flavored vodkas. They can also be very expensive. So this will be an idea to get so that you can control the ingredients you put into your alcohol. Not only that, but you can save money too. Today's recipe is what I call angry vodka. Now angry vodka just means that it's very, very, very hot. So I like to combine different heats, different flavors, and what I try to do is just, bring a nice little element of fun to it. So what I start out with is some nice serrano peppers, very small but very hot. I've got some jalapeno peppers, and then I also have a nice Hungarian wax pepper, which is hot also. I like to use different varieties of peppers, different varieties of heat to get some good flavor, and also different colors. Normally I'll use a habanero pepper in this also, but I didn't find any good habaneros. So you will be limited by what you can find in the market as far as your ingredients, but as long as they're fresh, it'll be great. And also, just to add a little kick in color, I brought into it the very last of my Thai dragon peppers that I grew this year and dried. So this is what I have left, just to add a little red color. And then to mellow out the heat and to add just a little more wonderful flavor, I do a little bit of ground ginger root. So we'll explore a little bit of that too. But the best thing about the peppers is they are high in vitamin C, and when you use a natural pepper, not only do you get that vitamin C, but you get all the phytonutrients, the phytochemicals, all the good stuff from the peppers. Now when you're choosing your peppers, here's a good tip for choosing your peppers. Make sure that they are nice and shiny. Also that they're plump, and when you squeeze them, they spring back so that they're nice and crisp. That's a really good pepper. Anything that has wrinkles in it, anything that has cracks in it, anything like that is going to be either old or just, not very good. Also, you can control the heat. If you don't like a lot of heat, I like a lot of heat. I want the habaneros. I want to, But if you don't like that, you can control the heat by cutting out the seeds and cutting out the veins. That will reduce the heat greatly, and you'll just get that great pepper flavor. I really would like to point out that when you're handling hot peppers, very good idea to wear gloves. I don't normally, just because I don't mind the heat, but if you've ever handled peppers without gloves, you know that anything you touch is going to burn. After you've cut those peppers, if you scratch your cheek, it's going to burn. If you rub your eye, oh my goodness, don't even think about that, or even picking your nose. Forget it. So this really helps. I wear contacts, so I've done a couple times where I've cut peppers and then tried to put in contacts, and it's just not a good idea. So what we're going to do is we're first going to just simply chop our peppers. Coarse chop your peppers. And I'm just going to show you with one of the jalapenos how you can devein, de-seed it. This is the part that's hot. All the veins, all the seeds. So basically, just get in there, pull that out, and once you've pulled out the seeds and the veins, then you've got all that jalapeno flavor, and you don't have as much of the heat. But I like the heat, so I'm going to keep that in there. Now, once you have everything, you don't want the stems. The stems can actually add bitterness to the vodka. And also, I want to point out, it doesn't have to be vodka. It can be any of your favorite alcohols. It can be rum, it can be gin, it can be, I've even flavored tequila. That's the fun stuff. So you just take what you have chopped up, put it in your mason jar, And like I said, I like the heat. I'm just gonna scrape these seeds right in. Now, with the little red peppers, they're dried, so all you do is just crush them, place them inside the jar. And the ginger takes a little more work. What you need to do with the ginger is actually peel off the skin. And you don't need a lot of ginger root. The ginger root is usually sold rather large. So just a little bit of ginger root goes a long way because it's fresh. So once you have a good amount peeled, you just take your microplane and simply start grating. Now, on the microplane, it doesn't always just go right into the jar from the microplane. So you actually, if you can see, it's stuck there. So you just give it a little tap, and there you go. Woo! That was good. It can be slippery when you're wearing gloves. I can take the gloves off now that I'm not handling anything. And then, like I said, with the vodka, or it could be rum, it could be gin, it could be any alcohol that you prefer. Preferably at least 80 proof. That way the alcohol draws out more of the flavors from what you're using. So I'm just taking an inexpensive vodka, and all you do is just pour it in. In fact, these little pour spouts are great if you're doing a count for your drinks. If not, just take it off. Blug. I can smell that coming up off of the vodka right now. And you simply take a top, screw it on, and it actually looks pretty. I like the different colors of the peppers. The different flavors of the peppers are going to be great. And then the ginger in there is just gonna add a freshness to it, just brighten it up really nice. So all you have to do is take this, shake it up, and I like to let this infuse for at least 3 or 4 days. Sometimes I can't wait that long because I really like it. And I use it for mixed drinks. I use it as shots. They're really great sippers during a Mexican meal or something with a little spicy background to it. So it's a great complement to that. So once you've taken this and you've shaken this and you've done this for a couple days or as long as you can hold out, the next step is to strain it. Now, I use my Angry Vodka every holiday season as a present to family and friends. They just love this stuff. I don't know why they can't get enough of it, but they can. So I like to use a nice decorative bottle. This one has a fun little plunger that you put on top. And then you can seal it that way. So this is just like an old-fashioned looking bottle. You can find great bottles in some of the most surprising places. So look around for those little specialty bottles, maybe antique bottles. Hopefully you can wash the inside out very carefully if they are antique. But this is just a nice little novelty bottle. Then I'll take my funnel. And some people are going to want to take a filter. I recommend an unbleached filter because any bleached filters that you use, in order to get that filter bleached, they use chemicals. And that can actually be leached into the vodka if you use a bleached filter. So use an unbleached filter if you're going to use a filter. That way you don't impart any bad flavors to the vodka, and it's a better product in the end. I don't really like using a filter. I'm a little careful as I'm pouring it, but I like to see the little particles in there. I like to see things dancing around. That tells me that it's fresh, that it's real, instead of something that's just processed. So simply just pour that into your bottle. And you can see how the peppers not only already have imparted some color to it, but there's some density to it that wasn't there with the regular vodka. Now, like I said, these are the floaties. If you want to get rid of floaties, simply do a filter. But then after you've poured it into your decorative bottle, this is really potent. So you could even do maybe 1/4 of this and then fill the rest with regular vodka, stretching it out a little bit. But once you've got this done, all you need is the rest of your vodka to fill it up. And there you have a beautiful, wonderful, hot infused vodka, high in vitamin C, high in phytonutrients. This is my little winter tonic. This gets me through the winter. So a shot of this a day will do you good. In fact, since we're talking about shots, let's do one, shall we? Find out how this tastes. Test the bouquet. Ooh, yeah. I mean, already, it mellows out after a couple days, but just these few minutes, this is one kicker vodka. Whew, yeah, that's nice. So this was our first segment of Belly Up to the Bar. Join us for the next segment where we'll be exploring how to flavor your beer. So thank you for joining us, and I'll see you next time. This is Edward J. Nelson.
I'm lightning on my feet. I really like my heat.